hello. Thank you for joining this conversation. Hi, Jess. We are
Hey.
talking about healing through mindfulness. Oh, you have a filter on?
Yes, let's
Oh,
see. I'm just going through them real quick because I really like this new one I found.
yes. Well, we'll wait till more people. Where's everybody, friend? How everybody's doing? How is your mental doing? How is your mental doing? That's the question I'm asking everybody. How's everybody's mental? Because we are talking to Jess about mindfulness. And
Yes,
she says, be gentle to your mental, okay?
yes,
And that's what
we
we're going to be
have
talking
to.
about. I have to. Okay. I needed some breathing.
Hey, now we can start with that for sure.
Okay,
You
let's start
know,
with some
just
breath.
just
You
some
gonna
breath
lead us into
work.
some breath work?
Just making sure all the distractions are out of our sight and we're just focusing on our breathing. You can even get comfortable, put one hand on your heart, one hand on your underneath your belly, and just make sure you can just do 3 deep breaths in on the count of three. In three, two, one.
Yes.
And so I
I hope
hope you
y'all are
all are
feeling.
feeling comfortable, releasing all that negativity, all those negative thoughts, getting some clarity in. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Whereas Nivea to just be holding space for me. I'm so honored and happy to stay.
Yes, I'm happy to have you on here. So, today, family, we are going to talk about healing through mindfulness. We are talking about healing is our legacy. Our healing is our legacy. To those who do not know me, my name is Jeneva. I'm the founder of Where is Neva. Where is Neva is a multimedia platform sharing, supporting, and inspiring our Black truth through storytelling. We have a wellness directory of coaches, therapists, and so many different people under finances, under romance, under artistic, under physical, and now we're talking about mental. Yes, we're talking mental. And Jess is under our directory as a mindfulness coach. And she is just doing the work in California and doing the work globally. So make sure you check her out on our directory under whereisneva.com under the mental pillar under our support system, and you'll find her. So, Jess, can you give some space and talk about who you are, what you do, and all that greatness?
Yes, well, thank you so much, Geneva, for, having me on the space. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Jessica Bruni. I am the founder of JessBeu, and it is a fairly new business where I started, becoming a mindfulness coach for the community. I really knew that we needed to care for the next generation. And, last year I was like getting a lot of comments from some of my friends, and they were like, who's going to be like the next Malcolm X or who's going to be this? And I was just like, look yourself in the mirror. You're going to be the next person. You're going to hold your own self accountable. And so, I just really became the person I needed the most at the end of the day.
Mm.
When I went to college, I suffered through anxiety. Um, and, I started having really severe panic attacks to one moment I actually thought I was going to pass away. And, after that moment, I really started diving into my wellness. I really started being mindful of, the people I was around, some of the things that I was eating, became really interested in just really taking care of myself and making
Mm.
sure that, like, I knew that like self-care was the revolution, right? And it's like I'm going to be able to share through my story. So I do a lot of work within the community. I work with a nonprofit as well called Music Changing Lives as the program director, where we served underserved communities.
Mm.
And we teach kids how to own their intellectual property through arts education. And so I knew that after I graduated, post college, I studied human development, and I actually graduated with a BA in psychology. And I went on a 21-day fast, and just a lot of clarity, was a lot of downloads was coming through, those days. And God told me to begin with the mindset. So, to kind of just wrap that all up, really, this was like God told me. It was a God's vision that He told me to begin with the mindset with His people. And I think just all through my work and, just with the history of like my family, it just all really made sense to really begin healing our communities. And
Yes,
so,
yes,
through my work with my family, through the work with the community, I was also able to heal myself. And so, I'm really, really happy that, it's like it's always a marathon, it's a never ending process. But I'm
definitely.
just definitely glad that I found myself and I started to believe in myself and who I am.
Definitely. Well, I'm glad that you are doing all of that because you are now creating spaces so that people can do that, and you're inspiring so many people. So I appreciate you for doing your work and constantly doing your work. Family, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to comment. This is definitely a live for us to just communicate. It's a meeting. It's a family meeting. So I appreciate you, Jess. So thank you for sharing your story. Can you define mindfulness for us? What is mindfulness?
Mindfulness is just being able to be in the present moment, right? It's just that
Mm,
simple. Being able to just whatever you're doing with whatever you're experiencing, just be mindful in that moment, and not just trying to think about the past or think about the future, but what is now.
mm,
And so that's how I like to look at mindfulness and being able to accept, just what you're feeling, like being able to really tap in to understand who you are and like what you're feeling like. Not what you felt yesterday, not what you think you're going to feel tomorrow, but what are you feeling
definitely,
now? Um,
definitely, definitely. Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible being present. So, like I asked earlier, and I'm asking you all again, is how is your mind doing? And let's share space to even give that or answer that question. So, how is your mind doing, Jess, right now in this present? How's your
you,
mental?
my mental is really good today. To be quite honest, I woke up with like good intent.
Yes.
Um, I'm currently in a fast right now too. So I fast, well, intentionally this year, I decided to fast every quarter in the middle months. And so I'm almost complete at the end of this month. I'll be complete with my 21-day fast. And so, I woke up and I'm doing my devotion, I'm praying. I was like, okay, intentionally, I'm going to get my errands done. I'm really like, okay, I'm going to open my planner. What do I got going on today? I'm going to write it down. I'm going to check it off. And, everything was really going accordingly to plan. And so I'm really, really, I think this is like
Yes.
a good day, for me, right? I know my grandma, she reminds us that it's like, one day for you, one day for me, meaning that, every day won't be your day, and that's
Hmm.
okay, right? And
Hmm.
just kind of like accepting that reality, and just knowing that, like, okay, maybe everything didn't go as planned as I had on that planner, but I still am okay. I'm alive. I do this
Yes.
like
Yes.
mindfulness activity actually with my mom where we talk about 5 different A's. And one of them is acknowledgement. And I'm like, the first thing I'm like waking up and saying, like, thank you, God. I got air in my lungs, blood in my veins. I got mobility. I got transportation. I'm fine. Like, I'm finances is straight. I got food to eat. And
Hmm.
so I'm like, I wake up with an attitude of gratitude every day, and I say, thank you, God, for just a new day. Now is going to be filled with new blessings. And so it's like, just really reminding myself of that. But today, it's just been like a really good day, and I'm happy to be here, sharing space with you and just to be able to share my story. And I'm hoping I'm inspiring just somebody out there, to do the same, to walk with
Definitely.
gratitude.
Definitely. And what are the other A's?
Okay, so acknowledgement is one. Acceptance is the second one, or you can, it doesn't really matter. It's like the order you go in. But third is appreciate,
Mm.
four is affection, and then five is accomplish. And so, those are all the five A's that we usually we wrap up our day with. We talk about, we call it the five A's, and we just, we try to end our night with that, right? Like no electronics, really just going into conversation, safe dialogue really with each other that we didn't have when I was younger. My mom was a single
Mm.
parent mother, always working. So I wanted to be independent quickly. I wanted to just be able to have my wings and go. But now I'm so happy that we have moments to grow together as mother and daughter, and just being able to share space through really safe dialogue and needed at that.
That is so beautiful. That's
Thank you.
beautiful. Well, to answer my question, my mental is all over the place, family. I love how you said just them days we just don't have them. And
Yeah.
today has been a day where I'm just like, whoo, we're gonna ride this wave. But I am so appreciative to be on this call. But yes, my mental's been all over. But
Yeah.
I think it's very important that you said that you have like these rituals, like these
Yeah.
grounding rituals and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, these few weeks I have not been doing what I need to do for myself. And so
Yeah.
therefore I'm little like when it comes to your rituals,
Hmm.
what is something that you do to get yourself grounded so that you can have a okay or a better day?
Yeah, so it's kind of just still when I was younger, my mom was a PK. So my grandfather, he's a minister and we grew up as Christian. And so I always was grounded to prayer. But I think that in my adult life, as I'm like also understanding my spirituality, I'm
Mm,
really realizing like, the power of the tongue, right? There's death and life in the tongue. And so I'm reminding myself how I speak to myself, like that self-talk, right? Like, what are you saying to yourself? What are
mm,
you allowing others to say to you?
mm.
Um, you
That's
know,
the one.
how are you protecting really your energy? And so sometimes with me, I gotta step away. I gotta pray. I gotta breathe. We just literally took 3 breaths before we went into this, and that even provided space for me to kind of be able to flow better, right? For me to really be intentional with my words. And so, the breath is powerful, the tongue is powerful, and we need to understand like the places of our bodies, how much power really lies in them. And
Mm-hmm.
so, for me, I know my mom usually when I'm frustrated and if I'm with her and she's like hearing my frustration, she's like, did you stop and pray? Like maybe you need to just stop and pray. And it doesn't have to be a long on prayer, 30 minutes, like all that, but it could even be a silent prayer where you're just taking your moment to kind of just breathe, right? When you're just meditating on just like, God, please, like, please, or like, I need to respond. I need this to go well. Let it go, let it be, and surrender to what's like, attacking you.
Mm.
And just being able to really let that flow happen again.
Yes, yes. Be mindful of the tongue. Okay, that's
Yes.
beautiful. That is beautiful. So, What started you into coaching? What made you start coaching?
Yeah, what started coaching just last year intentionally. I remember it was like New Year's of like 2020 before we knew of any of chaotic situations that were going to happen, right?
Right.
Um, I had a really grounding moment to bring in the new year at the beach. And I just remember that I was like, okay, it's time to start your business. It's time to start, because I was receiving so many downloads for about 3 years about my business, about JessBeu. And it's so many, I love wordplay, right? But I knew that with me being just the best, that's how Just Be You was birthed. But I knew that I wanted to create space for other individuals for them to be their best self,
Yes,
for them
yes.
to understand what steps and what tools that are here that are presently, available to them to really become the best version of themselves and that they're not alone. I know, a lot of people might even think that they're alone or they have been even in this pandemic, but that's not the case. There's people that are out there encouraging you, that want to fill your cup up. And I had to start those steps. I was called to, after my fast. And so I just really started taking those necessary steps to learn about business. And then really just while I'm actually getting my certification, I was offering really free sessions for anybody in the community that wanted to kind of connect on a virtual space, especially when the
Mm.
pandemic shifted. I was like, oh no, how can we still, connect? And now with all these, with tech, it's just like it's been making things so much easier to just kind of just be able to connect with anybody across the world. I literally had like a learning call with somebody in Europe, you know, and I'm like, wow. I was like, thank you for, reaching out and just being able to, learn about different tools that can help you grow,
Yes,
because we're all
yes,
seeds.
yes, yes, yes. So, what is being the best version of you? What does that look like?
Man, with being the best version of you, it's different for everybody, right?
Mm.
Everybody has to understand that they have their own journey. What looks like being the best version of myself won't look like the best being of the best version of Geneva, right? It just
Right,
won't,
right.
because we have different lives, we have different goals, we have different visions. And so it really takes that inner work to really define what you want. And I know some people don't agree with all vision boards, but something that's what helped me. I
Mm.
was able to create like a physical one, and I was also able to create a digital one, which is actually in my screensaver on my phone. So I can always be mindful of like what I'm at going after. Like, I want to be able to see it. So when it comes true, it's like, okay, yes, manifestation is
I
real,
get that. I
you
get that.
know? And so with becoming your best version of yourself, it really just takes time to learn about who you want to be, and then
Mm-hmm.
just really starting to believe in yourself, really starting to
Definitely.
have that faith, that you can be that person that you want to be. And then, also really just, as I was mentioning, protecting your energy, like who's around you supporting you. Is your homegirl, is your homeboy really telling you the best advice? Are they really like, if they know opportunities, are they like passing it off to you? Or somebody like to put you in a position to really win?
Yes,
And
yes.
I was thankful for, the people that are in my life that helped me, get to the next level. I didn't do this alone. It was definitely like one off top, like my brother Josiah. Like I always give him like praise because he's like the first one, like, calling me in the morning, hey, what's going on, checking on my energy. All right, let's move, and so just making sure you have people around you that are really going to support you to become that best version of yourself, because I don't think it should be done alone. I don't think any work should be done alone. And
Not
I
at
think you
all.
should be able to have people around you that are really going to, help you climb your ladder of success, which is actually my tattoo reminder on my right hand, as I move forward in my life.
That's beautiful. I know I did a walk today,
Good.
and I call it gratitude walks and my grounding walks. So I go walking, and I usually just I don't bring a phone. I don't do anything, and I walk around. There's a park by my house, and I walk around in circles, and I just
Yeah.
have a moment with myself where I speak gratitude, but I at the same time be honest with myself and figure out what is it that I need. What does support look like for me during this period or during this season? What does love look like? And during my gratitude walk today, I realized that I was looking into the word cleanliness and what does
Mm,
being clean actually mean. And when I was thinking, it's like when you think of clean, you think of cleaning up your room or cleaning up your
yeah.
space, but it's so much bigger than that. It's cleaning up that mental space. It's cleaning up those relationships. It's cleaning up the environment. It's cleaning up your your aura, your energy, cleaning up, right? And tidying up. And what does that look like? And so when I was really doing my walk and I was thinking about cleaning, and I was just like, my relationships, when I want, what does a relationship look like to me? What does
Mm,
that, how do I define a relationship? What
yeah.
is it that I give that I want to receive? What is it that
Hmm.
I give that I don't want to receive? And what do I need to change within so that I won't constantly give that out? Right.
Hmm.
So it's very important to really get to know who you are. What is it that you want? What is it that makes you happy? And not having people around you that is stealing your joy, stealing your happiness, taking away from you, not appreciating you, not celebrating you, because you deserve all of that. And when we really understand the importance of the relationships we have, that's when we will constantly grow. Because even if you got that, let's say it's your sister that does like talk behind your back sometimes, or say something slide behind your shoulder, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that ain't love. Yes, you say you love me, but that ain't love. Love does not hurt. Love is truthful, but tell me that in my face so that I can, like, so we can work through that. But don't say it behind my back. So you have to really understand, just because it's the closest people to you doesn't mean it's the relationship you need to keep around. So I love how you talked about relationships. But family, clean your home. And I'm not talking about your house. I'm talking about you. It can be when it comes to projects. I know with me, I had to realize, like, Geneva, you continue to be overwhelmed because you got so much on your plate. Now we got to figure out who we need to clean off so that your plate is not so full, so you can live the life that you deserve and you want to live. God does not give us these gifts to stress. God does not give us these gifts to be hurt. God does not give us these gifts to not be loved and unapologetically, unconditionally loved. So it's just for us to do our due diligence, do our work, and figure out what kind of roots we want to grow. But yes, sis, all of that.
I'm right there with you. I'm like cleaning house because that is, so important when you say clean. We take showers every day, right? I hope we clean and take showers every day, family. But how do you clean your mind? How are you being able to let go of all that, like just the dust, the particles? Is you cleaning up, space up there too? And those are ways that, even while you're in the shower, do a shower meditation, rinse those negative thoughts away, just fling it off you, fling it off you,
Listen,
get it off, right?
I release. Yes, all of that. And allow yourself to feel those emotions. I know with me talking about, I'm having one of my days, is me feeling my emotions and being vulnerable to tell y'all that, because it's so easy to be like, I'm okay. Nah, family, I be stressed. But I am pushing. I'm working through it. I'm not even pushing through it. I'm working through it. I'm allowing myself to be, just be, just allow myself to be, and being gentle to my mental, because it's so important to understand where you're at. It's so important to allow yourself to be there and not push yourself to things and say, oh, I'm supposed to be looking like that, or oh, I'm supposed to be super excited, or why am I not happy? It's okay. It's okay. So be gentle with yourself. And that is itself is being the best version of yourself.
Come on now.
That is being the best version of yourself, is allowing yourself to be.
Yes.
So I know before we talked about rituals, I definitely want to talk about goals as well, right? Because also when it comes to being the best version of yourself, is understanding, like you said, you put a vision board, you have a vision board on your phone and everything. So that is goal planning. What do goals mean to you? Why do you develop goals? Tell me it all. Spill the tea, sis.
Hey now. So with goals, I think I've always been goal oriented. Like my mom, as I mentioned, I was sharing that I went to college. I'm my mom's only girl, and I'm the only one in my family to have graduated. But then with my blended family, the same. I'm the only girl that has graduated college thus far. And I knew that I was set to just be different. I was just set to just be myself. At a really young age. And I was like, okay, my mom, she's a USC alumni. I'm like, oh, I'm going to college. Like, I was just like, this is going to happen. And so, at a young age, I knew what I wanted to do. And then as I started just developing in my own, skin and just accepting who I am, I just started setting goals. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to move out in this age. I'm going to get this. I'm going to, and so I had to make it very clear as I'm,
It's okay. Look at there.
Hey, hold up, tripod. All right, y'all. So let me get this back into play. I hope that does not happen again. My apologies, you guys. If so, I will just hold my phone. Um, but you see, it was getting too hot. But
Look,
let's
yes, you're
see.
telling us all about your goals, sis.
Right, see, I was dropping tea and my phone was like, hold up. Like, but I hope we're all good. Nope. Oh, okay. No, we're not. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. Excuse me, guys. We do apologize for the dropping of the phone, but we're back in action. I'm just gonna hold my phone from now on. But I was mentioning, my goals, and really something that helped me at a young age was just writing it down. And so something what I did also in training about 2 years ago, I learned about SMART goals. And so SMART goals is an acronym, and I actually have a PDF on my website that you guys can download and go over it with me on the learning call to talk about things that you specifically want to go over, measure it, how long, what time, is it a good season right now to do it? The accountability. Do you have somebody around you that's going to hold you accountable? Right? Realistically, is this a realistic goal that you want to accomplish, like in life?
Right.
And then also the timely. Do you have the time? Where will you mark in the time? Where will you schedule it out in your time? And so with me, with things that I want to accomplish, I know that I'm saying I'm always writing things down. I have my planner. I have different other tools that help me grow as far as SMART goals, that really get me to the next level, right? That help me remind myself that there is a ladder of success, and that there's always a next level of, like, I can become better and I can do better and I can clean it up on this level, and I can take time here and start developing and start learning, start building relationships to kind of thing, go to the next level. But always thinking about having a growth mindset and not fixed on just like one level of knowing that I can always grow and improve.
Definitely. Y'all hear that? A growth mindset. What is a growth mindset?
With a growth mindset for me, it's just like I said, not being able to have like those moments where you're just thinking that like it's just fixed and that's just it. Like not just being able to just say, okay, or letting somebody, not letting somebody, like I said, the power, we were just talking about the power of the tongue earlier. So right, some people can like speak of your life, but in a negative way. You can just be fixed on that, like, oh, you're not gonna be nothing. Oh, well, they said I'm not gonna be nothing, or they said there was nothing. Or you didn't go see yourself. You didn't try to grow and look for other opportunities. You just listened to them, and that was it. So you could
Right.
be in a fixed situation where your environment or the people around you are like keeping you underneath and not really allowing yourself to, I guess it's like the butterfly, right? It's not letting you're letting people like hold you down. But also your thoughts can be also holding you down too,
Definitely.
right? As we
Definitely.
mentioned, like that self-talk. How is that? How are you talking to yourself? How are you letting other people talk to you? Because the power of the tongue, I'm telling you, that is a real true thing that people really need to tap into.
Yes. And it's so important to have a growth mindset when
Yeah.
it comes to goals, because your goals can change and it's
Yes.
okay. As we grow, as we get older, it's important to understand that our goals change. Like we
Right.
can say we have a goal to buy a house at
Right.
22, and then we're about to hit our 22nd birthday and we do not have that house. It is
Mhm.
okay. It is
Right.
okay. It does not mean that you're not going to own that house, but it means to grow within that. Sometimes we
Right.
have these, and I will say, limitations that we put on ourselves because they're deadlines that we put on ourselves where
Mm.
it doesn't allow ourselves to grow. It doesn't allow ourselves to grow within our goals. And what is ours is already ours. And we have to believe that. So I definitely understand why it's so important to have a growth mindset when you have goals. Um, and because like during COVID, I know for me, my goals changed. My
Yeah.
goals shifted, and I was like, whoa, this is totally different when the world changes, our goals may change, and we have to just ride the wave and make sure that we are being gentle. I'm saying every time gentle with your mental because it's so beautiful. At the same time, being gentle with your mental while you're going through the waves of life.
Yeah.
So goals are important, and yes, book that call, that learning call, so you can get
Yes.
your goals together, so that we can be growing together, family. That is the goal,
Period.
is to grow together. Nobody is left behind. We are growing. Yes, yes, yes. So, as we talk a little bit about goals, how do
Mhm.
you become clear when it comes to your goals? What do you do so that you can become clear?
So with me, I'm really big on fasting,
Mm-hmm.
really taking time. As I said, right, the revolution is like self-care for me. Being able to make sure that I am being gentle with my mental so that I can give back to the community. I know that, you know, providing mindfulness back into the communities also takes me to do the inner work for myself, as I was mentioning, right? It's not like I'm just complete or I'm just done healing. Like, no, it's an ongoing
Yes,
process.
yes.
Some things that probably happened years ago can still trigger me now, and I can just be like, it can bring up other emotions where I'm just like, man, like, why am I feeling like this, right? And I'm going to have to do the work. I'm going to have to do the digging to uncover that and not just ignore it or just put it to the side.
Yes,
So
yes.
fasting is very, very important to me, to be able to heal through the work that I do. And, during that time, I have like a habit tracker where I'm writing things down that I intentionally want to focus on for those 21 days, rather if it's like moving my body or if it's journaling or if it's praying more, or if it's like, eating cleaner. I'm not too much into labels, but like if I am, I'm like more of a pescatarian or like going towards a vegetarian lifestyle. And so, with that, I'm just like trying to make sure that I stay grounded and just to who I'm becoming, right? I feel like
Mm-hmm.
becoming the best version of yourself is always like a new chapter, but I'm the author and I know what I want, right? I know what I want to continue to be writing, and it's just like it's not going to end tomorrow, but I got to continue to grow.
Definitely, definitely. So when it comes to your fasting, like what
Yeah.
is it that you do to fast?
So I do an intermediate fast. So I block off a time where I'm just like drinking liquids, and
Mm-hmm.
mainly it's just like liquids, it's like water and tea. Mainly it's not like juice or anything like that, during those times. And so at 12 o'clock, at noon, I'm breaking my fast, but I'm being mindful as well what I'm putting into my body. So I'm either adding a fruit first, adding my grains, I'm still just trying to hydrate myself. Also during the fast as well, I'm really devoting more time when I'm waking up. And instead of just getting to my phone, and getting into all the medias and all that good stuff, is really just taking time with God to read a story. And so, on our iPhones, if you guys are into like the Bible, even if you're like not religious, but it's still a good book to read, because it has a lot of knowledge in it and a lot of just different scriptures that can speak to you. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm devoting my time to kind of be able to read a story a day. So they have like daily stories where they have a scripture, they have a prayer, somebody kind of explains the scripture to you as well. And then I share it with somebody, in my network where I'm like, hey, this really spoke to me. I hope you have God's peace with you other than just the worldly's peace with you today. And just, then just going forward, and maybe I'm journaling at the end of the night. How was my day? How am I feeling? Or a question, I might hear throughout the day. I can write it down and then just begin to express my gratitude, on my growth of that and just what I'm learning. And so during my fast times, it's like I usually just dedicate 21 days, to it. And then I'm just cutting out things that I'm really trying to like bad habits out of my life and turn to good so it can become more of a lifestyle rather
Mm-hmm.
than me just like, okay, picking up different things that I think are okay. Like, no, I want this to be okay for life. So yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. I love it. I love it. I know another way to get clear on your goals is like really asking yourself your values
Mm,
and make sure that your values match your goals. Because you can have a goal of like, I want the newest Tesla, right?
yeah.
But if you're like, then you got to ask yourself why. What is the
Mm,
value behind that? Why do you value that new Tesla? It's like I really enjoy nice cars. Nice cars make
yeah.
me happy. You know what I'm saying? That's understanding of, oh, I just want a nice car so it can look good on Instagram where I can take a picture by it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like really dig deep of what your values are and see if that they match your goals.
Mm,
Because when you figure that out, oh, it'll make it so much easier for you to go plan, for you to
right.
understand, even when it comes to life, not just even when it
Yeah.
comes to goals. It's like knowing your values will like help you make decisions.
Having that
Like
discernment is real.
exactly knowing
Like,
who you want to be around you. Do they go with
what
my
you want in your
values?
life, right? Like, I don't
Yes.
value this, so I don't need this in my life. And it'll be, I guess, decision making will become easier, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So know and sit with yourself and ask
Mm,
yourself, what do I value? I know
yeah.
when a couple of my values is love, community, growth, and that's all of what Where is Neva is. That's why I love creating content and
Mm,
pushing and love my team because I love what Where Neva is and the values behind it, right? So really sit and ask yourself, what is your values, and make sure that your goals align with your values and have those hard conversations.
yes.
Have those hard conversations. Um, I love that you are doing fasting, and you said you talked to your mothers and you have your mother and you have like the 5 A's. Is there any other wellness routines that you do to keep you grounded and helping you with your mental?
I definitely had to agree with you when you mentioned gratitude walking. I just call it mindful walking, where I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting outdoors, right? I'm a sunset girl, so I love the sunset. And I'm
Yes.
being able to just, also too, if I'm bringing my phone, it's on do not disturb, and I'm just scheduling that time for me. I'm just scheduling moments where I'm like, wow, look at God's work. Like, look at the trees, listen to the birds. Like, they're communicating still. There's life
Yes.
all
Yes.
around us that is just, it's beautiful. And so I'm just taking those moments to kind of clear my head, right? Mindful walking increases your mood already. And then I'm just coming back ready to go, right? Ready then to kind of get back into my work, because the task list won't ever be done. Let me just say that. Like, it won't never
Mm-mm.
be like complete where you're like, oh, okay, because there'll always be something like in the back of your head, like, oh, I could probably begin that project. Like, oh, I could reach out to this person. Oh, let me send this email real quick. And it'll just go
Definitely.
on and on and on until you be the one to control, the situation. And you're like,
Yes.
hey, listen, like, it's probably best that you stop at this time so you can feed yourself, so you can nurture yourself, so that you can be well, right? And then you can be well for others, and not just like
Definitely.
saying it. And that was like my mantra for this month, especially with it being, mental health awareness month. I'm like telling everybody, may you be well, but may you be well, like, realistically. May you be eating well. May
Mm-hmm.
you be resting well. May you be like speaking well. Like, how do you
Mm-hmm.
like? I keep on going back to it because a lot of people can say, things that they don't mean. And I know, I heard it the other day, like, I was reading something that, your thoughts become your actions become your words. And so, like, you just have to really just be mindful of like your space and the energy you're in
Yeah.
before like exerting it out to people.
Definitely. So I agree to all of
Yeah.
that. You have to be mindful by being present,
Yes.
and you
So,
have to take care of you.
right.
You are the most important person in your life.
Literally.
The
And so, like
most
we said,
important
right,
person in
walking
your life.
I think anybody on the call right now, I hope you're mobile at least to be able to get outside, and just, or even if it's like sunbathing, right? Like maybe you're going by the window to at least get some vitamin D in you, or opening up the windows, letting air flow through you. I know I even have my windows open now, and just letting that breeze come in. So mindful walking is something, that really helps me stay grounded. I mentioned like the shower meditations. I'm loving, myself in the shower and just cleaning my body, but I'm also cleaning my mind as well. Before I get out of the shower. Journaling is super big for me because I actually started when I was like in middle school, like journaling a lot about like my summers, and like where I would travel to. But now it's like more intentional where I'm like
Mm,
dry, like like I'm either asking myself a question, and then expounding, or if I'm either talking about my day still, because like that's my safe space, right? Having my sacred space, having my sacred time with myself is very important. I actually wrote an article that's in my link tree about that. How do you can create your own like sacred space? It doesn't have to be like, super expensive, right? People are, some of these wellness places will get your dollars. You don't have to be there. Make your own space, where you can have abundant mindset,
yes, yes, yes. And that's even like we entered this call with deep breathing,
Yeah.
like sitting down and put your back on a chair and just breathe.
Yeah.
Just breathe and fill your lungs up with all that beautiful air that you have
Yes.
and feel it and then just exhale and constantly do it until you feel. Put your hands on your heart and just feel the rhythm of your heart. Just take the
Mm-hmm.
time to just be you at peace
True.
with you, right? Say those affirmations in the mirror. They
Right.
know I've talked about it a lot, but I have two rituals. I have a grounding ritual, which is my morning ritual, where I
Mm-hmm.
brush my teeth, I wash my face, I do whatever I need to do in the restroom, and then I do my gratitude walks, and then I'll make myself a little breakfast, enjoy. I may journal or write or read, depending on how I feel, and then I plan out my day. So that is my grounding ritual. And then at night, I have a release ritual where I'm
Mm-hmm.
releasing it all, where I'll do some stretching, I will do some journaling, I will go brush my teeth, I'll wash my face, and I just take the time to just be one with me and whatever that looks like. So I definitely, definitely highly recommend to have at least one of them.
Yeah.
If you can have two, do it. I also know from personal experience, you may not be able to do it every day. But give yourself the grace, okay? Because that's me. I am like, but I know when I need to do it, I feel it. But it
Yeah.
feels good when you have the tools that you can go back to,
Right.
because before I knew about rituals and all that stuff, I just would be stressing and I didn't know what to do to feel better. I just was like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, I'm all over that place. And I would just be trying to push it back or try to like put it aside, right? But
Mm.
now I have these tools that make me feel okay in the moment, right? Instead of yelling at somebody. Oh, I was just talking to a friend about this. You have to watch out for those people that meditate. Because they be the one that be ready to cuss you out. But because they know how to meditate, they don't be cussing you out.
Oh yes. See, I will
So
straight tell you I don't accept it. Whatever you're telling me, I don't accept it because you're gonna take me there, and you're not gonna like that.
okay,
You're not gonna like.
okay. I'm a namaste that ass, okay? So me saying that, me having those tools have really saved a lot of people, including myself. So family, grab them tools so we can
Yes.
constantly grow. Because when you get into that moment where you cussing people out, after a while, that's not gonna feel good. That's gonna be like, dang, did I say the right thing? Did I hurt their
Mm.
feelings? Did I hurt me? Oh, I'm
Mm.
really mad. And then you going around gossiping. You know what I'm saying? And all that is taken away from you right? But when you have those tools that can keep you grounded and make you feel okay, you can work
Right.
through whatever you're going through. So yes, tools. She's
Yes.
talking because I kid you not, I be messy. And I'm like, all right, Jeneva, we need to go do this grounding walk. Let's go talk. And he's like, you're so happy. Okay. So, yes, family, get them tools. Get them tools. I know last week we talked about forgiveness,
Mm,
and someone messaged and was just like, but how do you forgive somebody that they really hurt you? And I was like,
mm,
forgiveness is not for them. It's for me. I
yeah.
forgive you so I can just move through and I can move that. Like I forgive me for
Yeah.
so I can move through, right?
Mm,
Just because you forgive somebody don't mean you need to be around them.
yeah.
Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you need to be around them. You can definitely love and forgive at a distance.
You sure can.
And that's good for your mental.
That's how you
That
be
is
gentle
being
with your
mindful.
mental.
Okay, so
Yes.
namaste, so you don't have to namaste that ass. Okay. So, please, family, routines have saved my life.
Yes.
I have not always been who I am today, and I'm very grateful. I was literally talking to my therapist about the stuff that I used to be doing, and she was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
Jenny, you came a long way." And I'm like, "Yes, I did." And so, I hope y'all understand. But I'm telling y'all, get them tools, learn them routines, do the 21-day fast, and do whatever you need. Just
Yes.
like Jess said, just because it looks different. Meditation, healing, all of it
Mm-hmm.
looks different from person to person. You cannot go to Instagram, YouTube, and search
Yeah.
how do I heal, and you'll have the answers. It's not
Right.
that. And healing is not always beautiful. It's
Right.
not always, for the most part, it ain't beautiful,
It's not
but
linear.
it's worth it. It's worth it because our healing is our legacy, and that helps the generation to continue to move forward. So, talking about the next generation, because this is what we're doing it for.
Yes.
We're not doing it just for ourselves. We're doing it for our ancestors in the generations beyond us.
Right.
Why do you just go so hard for the generations after us?
So, for me, I really come from a big family. I grew up the youngest of actually 14, and
Mm,
I knew it was, and honestly too, my father, he was born and raised in Haiti. And so with knowing that, like my ancestors, right, we're talking about our ancestors, I know what they fought for. I
mm-hmm.
know what my father came over here to be able to produce and be able to build. And so I had a responsibility, like, on me from a very young age. And like I
Yes.
said right earlier, I knew I just wanted to be different. I knew I wanted to just follow what I truly believed and planted into, like, the seed of hope into my heart and mind and make that grow. And so I know how important it is to help this generation that's really suffering from anxiety, as I
Mm,
suffered from as well, to be able to release and then be able to heal from what they're experiencing, and to be able to give them a part of hope, for them to be able to be the next leaders, to be the next great, as we said, right, for them to look into the mirror and know that they can do it too. If they can see us do it, that they can do it too. um, and so that's why I just, like, have a cup of encouragement. I have these mugs and it literally says, "I'm rooting for you." And it's like a little seedling on it, and letting that know that that's you, but it has plants around it, letting you know that there's community, there's people around you
mm.
supporting you as well. So it's kind of like, just a positive message that I really wanted to put out into the community, and let people know that there are people that care for you, and that they're like literally, at least for the next generation, to remind themselves, like, hey, don't have a empty cup. There's people that can be filling your cup. Make sure you're around people that really support you, that care for you, that are showing you real love, as we
Yes,
mentioned, that
yes.
are really clapping for you when you get your wins, right? That are speaking life into you and not death.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I mentioned, just the power of the tongue is just so important. But I knew that for the next generation, that right now that it is our time to be able to step up to the plate and to be able to co-create the new world that we really want to thrive in.
Yes, yes, we doing the work for them. Okay, I love it. I love that you are doing the work
Thank
and
you.
inspiring, and that is exactly. And family, we can be doing the work every single day to inspire. Another thing I did on my gratitude walk today is that I just kept on walking to pass a whole bunch of trash, and I said, you
Mm,
know what, Geneva, it's okay to pick up a few of that trash and throw it in the garbage because that's not only helping your environment, but that may inspire the child
mm,
behind me to pick up trash as well.
yes,
So people
they're
are
watching.
watching you. They are watching you. Even if you
Yes.
feel like you ain't being watched, they watching you, family. So do your work, be for each other, support each other, namaste, okay? On each other. Be gentle to your mental, all the above. Because we are in this together. We are in this together. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, sis. You are doing
Thank you.
the work. And I appreciate the space and the time and the energy for that you are giving us. Family, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything, please let us know. Sis was spitting, so I hope you guys use a piece of paper, writing them 5 A's down, okay? Make sure you close out your night with them 5 A's. Can you tell us the 5 A's again?
Yes, so the 5 A's, you guys, you want to be able to, grab your accountability partner, grab your partner, grab your kids, grab whoever you can. Or if you don't have anybody, you just want to have a moment alone, grab yourself,
You
grab
are
your
your
pain and
accountability partner? Okay.
right, or
Okay, yes.
and literally grab yourself a pen or just have that conversation where you're talking about 5 A's. You're talking about something you accomplish, something you acknowledge, something you accept, something you appreciate, and something you felt affection for. So those are the five
Yes,
A's right
yes.
there. And it doesn't have to be a drawn long old thing, but like I said, sometimes it's easier if you like to write things, you can write it. But if not, grab somebody, have that conversation, talk about the 5 A's with somebody. And let's just be gentle with our mental, like every day. Literally ask yourself, before you wake up, like when you're saying thank you, you're saying things you're gratitude for, you're grateful for, right? Just be like, okay, but am I being gentle with my mental in this moment? If you're having like, just negative thoughts. And if not, ground yourself, take some deep breaths, have that mindful moment with yourself, and then get into it. Don't just be in this rush. And if people can't accept that, they need to check their energy and you need to ask them, are
Okay.
you they being gentle with their mental and be able to give you that second in that space, but honor the
Mhm.
work, the time and the energy to be yourself and honestly just continue to grow and just make sure you're watering your seeds.
Yes, water, family, so we can
Water.
grow together. We are in this together. Check out Jess under our support system. She is under the mental pillar. You'll go to whereisneva.com, go to the mental pillar under our support system, and you'll see her beautiful photo under there and get you that call, get your goals together. And we in this together because we growing. We growing. And we are human. We are human. This week, this Wednesday, we featured a piece by myself, and it was called "A Letter to My Kings from Your
Mm,
Queen," and it was talking about how I wanted had a deep conversation with my Black kings and the importance of supporting each other, importance of us uniting, the importance of us having those deep conversations so we can love each other. I'm not sure if you all have felt this disconnecting fight. I don't know what it is between us, but it is definitely time because our community, our love with each other is our liberation. Our healing is our legacy, and our healing comes together so we can grow. Family, check that out under whereisneva.com. You can definitely check it out in the link in our bio. I think I said the title wrong, and that should be bad, but it's about it's a letter to my kings from a queen or something like that. But it's really, really good. I will be sharing more information about that on our Instagram. I don't have anything else, Jess. Do you have anything else you would
You
like to
know,
say?
I just honestly, like I mentioned earlier, I walk with an attitude of gratitude. So, Geneva, I'm sending you love. I'm sending
Yes.
you strength as well. And I'm sending you joy to be able to fill your cup up in this very moment. And literally, after, just continue to decompress and just be able to breathe and just know that you're not alone.
I
And just thank
appreciate
you
that.
for all the work that you do. Literally, it does not go unseen, but it's so important for this community to continue to grow together. So
Yes.
thank you so much.
I appreciate that, sis. Yes, and those affirmations ain't just for y'all, it's for me too, okay? Every Monday we have those affirmations. This Monday we talked about supports. So trust and believe. I've been working through those affirmations too. You are not alone on this journey. This is for us. It's the collective healing. So I definitely appreciate and I accept all of that. And after this call, I'm about to go some deep breathing. I love you, sis. I love you, family. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will
Love
catch you
you.
later. All
Thank you
right.
so much. Bye,
Thank you.
family.
Bye.